Hello, everybody. This is going to be another dynamic live. I am at the presence of Jeffrey Morlock and Collins Manna. This is a privilege. Today, we're going to be talking about this. It turns out that new businesses today need to have at least 6 specific areas as a foundation if they expect to succeed. 3 of them are technologies and 3 are philosophies. The 3 technologies, AI, cloud, and IoT, are obviously part of OnPassive core. And these 3 balanced out by the philosophies of human design, heart, and responsibilities. We're going to have Mr. Jeff Morlock start this live. Thank you.
Budimus. I love it. Thank you so very, very much. I appreciate that. Minu, I'm so grateful to be here with you and Collins. I'm just really loving life, and I love this whole topic that we're going to be expanding on today, simply because it shows in spades how OnPassive is and where the entire globe, the economic global picture is going, so to speak. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk for a little bit and give some background, and then Collins, I'm just going to, okay, here we go. The business landscape has been rapidly changing, right? Following especially the turn of the centuries, and it's strengthened, and it gave motivation, it gave momentum to both the ideas of technology for increasing automation and sustainability as we moved into the fourth industrial revolution, as well as the idea of conscious business as we became more concerned with the sustainability of our business and the entire environment, meaning globally as well. Now, those that are listening would probably, no doubt, be familiar with the new technologies that we're talking about, especially AI, but conscious business concepts started back in the 1950s and the 1960s, and that's when the theory of corporate social responsibility was actually introduced. It wasn't until I think the 1980s that a lot of what we called green green brands started popping up in rural communities, and they started selling like natural products that weren't bad for the environment, and there was an awakening kind of like that. So conscious businesses and the people that run them, they're choosing to follow a business strategy that operates to benefit humans, right? And the environment, both of us. So put another way, a conscious business is a company that doesn't do any harm. It's got a holistic awareness, if you will, concerning its impact on the environment of its actions, right? And it continually strives to do better, and usually addresses at least one social or environmental problem through the business model. And we can see that, like I said, in spades with OnPassive through the business model of OnPassive and its operations. And that statement, I believe, does a very good job of describing OnPassive, because we actually rose up from the humble beginnings of the conscious business concept. And since its inception, OnPassive has actually amplified the compassion behind that concept, in my opinion, 1,000-fold through the vision of its CEO, Mr. Ash Mufareh. We have mantras like AI with heart and the correction to the corruption. And for this reason, I believe that OnPassive is probably one of the most business or conscious businesses on the planet. So anyway, in keeping with the philosophies of new conscious business models, right, traditional factors like market share and profit are no longer the only indicators of a company's success. We've talked about this with OnPassive. We're saying, we're not greedy when it comes to profit, and we're not focused on profit. We know we're going to get it, but that's not the focus. And as you may expect, success in today as far as the business environment is concerned, is gauged by a new set of rules, if you will, that combine two different categories. All right, namely, the categories are tools on the one side and philosophies on the other. And under the tool category, we got elements of advanced technologies. We're talking about with the philosophical side of things is ideas that put human compassion at the operational center of business. Now, OnPassive has been, for the last 5 years anyway, mixing technology and heart in the corporate setting. And that's how the AI with heart mantra actually came to be. Now, there are 6 of these integrating philosophies that we want to talk about. 3 are in technology category and 3 more in the philosophy category. So in new businesses today, there are 6 specific areas needed as a foundation if they're expected to succeed. And 3 of those technologies are AI, cloud computing, and IoT. And those are absolutely integral. They're a part of OnPassive's core. On the other side, philosophies of human-centric design, heart, and responsibility balance out what we call AI with heart. So the 6 things that are at the core elements of these are each of 2 categories, right? And as we go through them, please keep in mind, OnPassive is immersed in each one, and each one is an integral component of what we do and how we do it, and each one is significant and makes a significant contribution to OnPassive as a compassionately unique, technologically transformative company. And Collins, if you'd take this over now and talk about those 3 technologies, I'd be grateful. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, that was really a good intro, honestly. Like you said, the business atmosphere, has been changing for decades. And without computer, there is no way you can manage any business, especially when it comes to this modern day and age. So why AI is very important and why cloud computing is important, because as Jeffrey said, they are all intertwined. You cannot split them separately. You need hardware services, you need software services, and you need AI embedded within all of those services. So everything gives rise to something. So when we look at cloud computing, why do we really need cloud computing? Why do we really need it, especially at this time? So if we look at the definition of cloud computing, it's about deliver services over the internet. You want to deliver services, and the services will include storage, database, software, and analytics, all of those things. You want your system to work so you can put everything over the internet, and that's where cloud computing comes. So sometimes people like, but what is cloud? Cloud is just, combination of network, hardware, and software, all working together to ensure that you can deliver maybe your goods and services over the internet. So without any internet, there is no way you can do this. So everything will just be hardware. When they started, it was just more hardware. Like with the computer, you have your computer, like the computer we are using. What is running on this computer? This computer is just a hardware. But what is running on this computer is a software. And when you have the software, what do you need to do? You need to connect it to the internet. So thanks to the internet age, things are moving now faster. And when you look at it, you come now to the Internet of Things. It's about connectivity of hardware. What are the things that we use every day? Toothbrush, toothbrush has sensors and all of those things inside, like the electric toothbrush we use, because it can guide your teeth when you're brushing your teeth and stuff like that. Look at most of the vacuum cleaners. Look at printers. These are all software. These are all things that are controlled by sensors, So the sensors are all in, the technological sensors are in. But now within that sensor, you look at printer now, what's happening now? They are all connected to what? To the internet. Because there are printers now where you can just launch it, and through the internet, you can sit at your home, you press a button. What happened? It prints it in your office. You are not there. You say, all right, I'm sending this file now. You take it from the printer. That is internet, because it's controlled by sensor and then hang onto the internet. So most of like the cloud computing and Internet of Things, they are all hardware, software integrated together with a lot of networking, database, infrastructure, and all of those type of things hang together to put them. Now, we're talking about AI, because with all of those things now and machine learning, That's typical, like what we are now in the AI age. And when we talk about OnPassive being an AI company, artificial intelligence, it means they have gone through all the cloud computing, networking. Remember, we are certified by Cisco. Cisco is the biggest networking corporation company, IT company in the world. And what's happening? They gave us a certification, means they believe in OnPassive, that all the networking activities that they are doing is up to the standard that is required, And if you look at where Ms. Ashford is taking this company to, it's about all of this in cloud computing. We're talking about data center. Data center, they are all hardware and software and cables and everything hang together to make sure that there is smooth storage with security and everything. But now when you start to look at AI, where Ms. Ash is telling us, taking us there, why AI, artificial intelligence? If we look at, we said that artificial intelligence has been there for a very long time. The first artificial intelligence tools was what? Calculator. When you enter 1 + 1 is give you to 200 times. How many of us can keep that numbers in our head? But you say, no. If they say, okay, 99 times 20 million, you cannot even just calculate it. But when you punch it on that little calculator, it gives you the answer. That is AI, means putting information into machine so the machine can start to behave like human. They make things perfect in a way where we can really not imagine that machine can do all of these things. Because if we look at our normal human brain, we have billions of brain cells, but sometimes we use only not even 1/4 of them. But when you feed this information into a machine, so machine can easily give you back when you search for it, it is so beautiful. And that is AI in play. Sometimes when you are in your work environment, like Jeffrey, you are in the work environment, you cannot work for 7 hours and you think like your output will be the same. After 2 or 3 hours or 4 hours, your output will be dropping because of fatigue and everything going down. But what if machine is doing that? Machine never gets tired. You have to control the machine and say, no, now we have reached our optimum productivity. Now stop, don't do it again. The moment you push that button, it just go boom, 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 just like the speed of light. So, and everything now is coming with what? AI. If you look at what Ms. Alpha is doing, embedded everything with AI, so the machine now can start to behave like human. Look at our chatbot, asking all questions you want to ask. The chatbot will respond, because it comes with a lot of coding. And now what Ms. Ash is doing, we talk about machine learning, moving towards machine learning and deep learning, where now, thanks to the internet age, OnPassive now can build software and then expose it to the internet. Say, you go and grab your information yourself and teach us. Now, machine now is moving more within AI to what? To machine learning. Say, now we will not feed you information. You go and learn yourself. It's like telling the baby how to walk until the baby becomes perfect. And all of these things, this is the journeys between, with the computer system, where it is just growing and growing until we're just happy, but we still control it, because only humans can still control it to tell the machine, no, this is what you have to do. You don't have to do this in the correct way. And that's why Jeffrey is that way. We are the correction to the corruption, because every AI we are building component is being built with heart. So I'll leave it there. Jeffrey, take it over for me.
So if I may say something.
Yeah.
Would you say, if we were to make an analogy, human physique and anatomy is the hardware, blood circulation and nervous system could be the IoT, and the brain could be the AI? Would that be
correct? Yes.
Excellent. So in other words, like IoT is there to automate all the repetitive tasks. And then cloud is a data storage that processes the data and may decide and take action based on that data. And then AI is there to use the real-time analysis of that data, and which leads to quicker insight and response. And
Yes.
it could be predictive of all kinds of actions that need to be taken.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes. That is it. That is it. Yeah.
Mm.
That's beautiful.
So we need that technological component. And now to bring it home to OnPassive, we inject human factor of it. which leads us to what Jeff has to say about that, right?
Yes, that is it. That is it. So
Okay, Jeff.
Okay. Absolutely. I love that analogy, by the way. You're absolutely right. I mean, wow. I mean, that really brings it home. I mean, you can make it understood by talking about the body and the mind and all of I'm surprised nobody's used that before on the platform.
yes, it's just
but you're right.
but
Yeah. In addition to the 3 tools that you just mentioned, Collins, there's another 3 parts needed to drive the direction and to ensure the success of business that we talked about. And these are the philosophies and integrating philosophies. And OnPassive has integrated or incorporated these into its own business model. And that, as we know, I mean, that started 4 years ago, halfway through 2019, when we decided this is the direction. And as mentioned earlier, these philosophies also couple with the tools that were the AI tools you just talked about. And when you put the philosophies and the AI together, that's how we came up with AI with heart. And these integrating philosophies place heart, otherwise called compassion and goodwill, those sorts of things, in a position of priority inside the business, meaning that heart and compassion are central to the business. And the first one in the category is what we call a human-centered design. Now, human-centered design, which is called HCD, is believed to have been originated back in 1958 at Stanford University. There was a professor there named John Arnold, and he suggested that engineering should be human-centered. And as such, human-centered design is a way for business to focus on users' needs, behaviors, and experiences. And we've been doing that for a long time in OnPassive. And based on the 3 elements of empathy, creativity, and the needs of the business, it puts these at the core of the development and product services. In other words, it's a design approach that considers the needs, the wants, and even the limitations of people in that design process. Now, through empathy and research, we understand users' needs, and we can generate ideas. We can then test those ideas to create solutions, and then refine those solutions to create the products, the services, and experiences that can be intuitive as well as effective. And if you've noticed, Mr. Mufara has been doing exactly that with the member base over the last 3 years in our beta testing and all of that. This is because by the very nature of HCD, or human-centered design, it emphasizes working together, experimenting, and having a continuous feedback loop, so to speak, to make sure that those designs meet the needs and expectations, while also leading us to very innovative solutions with positive impacts that improve our lives and the planet. So we're all about focusing on the big picture. Now, part of the responsibility of the charter member base that I was talking about as a constituent of human-centered design has been to let the technicians know what works and what the challenges are with the products when they come out with the different versions. We just came out with OConnect, and Mr. Mufar has already said we've gotten some excellent feedback. That's the loop we're talking about, right? We've been doing it for a while. In short, one of the jobs, so to speak, has been to be active with it, to play with the new products, to click the buttons, scroll the pages, touch and poke every piece of it, mess with it, get in there and play. You're not going to break it. So that's what we do. Now, whether we know that or not, we've been doing that for years. Some of us more than others. Now, the second part of the human aspect of this is what we call corporate social responsibility. Mr. Mufara has talked about this more than once on various occasions. And what we're talking about is a philosophy that refers to a business's voluntary efforts to promote social, environmental, and economic sustainability. It involves adopting responsible practices and contributing to the well-being of stakeholders. And that includes, everybody, the members, the employees, customers, communities, the entire globe, the whole environment, everybody, right? CSR goes beyond the legal compliance, and we may remember early in 2019, even Mr. Mufaro was saying, hey, we got to make sure, and we're working with governmental regulatory agencies to make sure that we're compliant. I mean, we right out of the gate, we were working on that type of compliance. But we go beyond that compliance and beyond profit making, because what we're doing with social responsibility or corporate social responsibility is to not only create positive impacts for everybody, but to minimize the negative ones. It encompasses areas like giving, like philanthropy, sustainability, diversity, ethical practices, demonstrating a company's commitment to being responsible and caring for society as a whole. Now, by embracing CSR, businesses can build trust, we can build our reputation, and contribute to a better world overall. And that's exactly what OnPassive's been doing with the high-powered management strategic partnerships that they've been developing. And that's why OnPassive's working on sustainable energy products, physical products that would probably blow your mind and probably swell your heart pretty good to make you feel good about what they're doing and why they're doing it. And that's why, or how actually, we're putting so much value into our products, right? And then we only charge a bare minimum because there are people out there that are taking advantage of people across every sector on the planet, have been for a long time. So we have to be, that's why we have to be in every sector, right? If you think that's a coincidence, it's not. That's by design. I mean, think about it. How would a company, or what would a company have to do to literally be, as you had mentioned, the correction to the corruption? That's what OnPassive is doing. And we're not there yet, but let me tell you something. We're making some real good progress in all and for all the right reasons. So corporate responsibility, yeah, we got that. The third one is conscious capitalism. Now that's, you kind of go, whoa, what is that, right? Well, conscious capitalism is a business philosophy that tries to elevate capital, making money, capitalism, right, through fair trade and all that, beyond simply maximizing our profits. And again, we know OnPassive's not about the profits. It emphasizes purpose, passion, and compassion, and it aims to create long-term value, again, for the stakeholders, which is everybody, employees, customers, suppliers, communities, globe, the environment, everybody. Conscious capitalism encourages companies to cultivate a strong sense of purpose in their stuff, right? And to align their actions with ethical principles and to foster a culture of trust, transparency, and especially accountability. And we've been talking about these things for a long time in OnPassive. By prioritizing the well-being of all the members of stakeholders, as well as everybody on the planet, conscious capitalism can create an equitable, sustainable, and socially responsible form of business, which is what we're doing. And that's the way the world is going, for everybody. And quite frankly, if I didn't know better, I'd swear that whoever came up with this philosophy took the verbiage right out of the OnPassive playbook, because as far as I know, there's no other company on the planet, right, that has the stated goal of lifting humanity. How whacked crazy is that, right? Like Mr. Mufar says, that's insane when you think about it. Have you ever seen the vision statement? I still love it. Now, it was written 4 years ago, about the same time Mr. Mufara changed history by changing the direction and the vision of OnPassive. We went from marketing to AI IT in 2019. Mm-hmm. And the whole vision statement, I'm not going to go through it, but there is the last line that says the most value while sustaining the benefits of a global stimulus plan. A lot of people gloss right over that, but a company that provides benefits like that of a global stimulus plan is one that offers a wide range of programs and policies that have a profound impact on the well-being and prosperity of its employees, customers, and community at large. Just as a global stimulus plan wants to boost economic growth, create jobs, and improve living standards, a company with similar benefits would also prioritize those initiatives that promote financial stability, skill development, and quality of life, right? They want you want to lift the quality of life. And this might include, we talked about generous employee practices, benefits. Mr. Mufaris talked about how good those employees got it, right? Community investment programs, look at Obless is what they're doing. Sustainable practices that contribute to healthier societies, environment, that sort of thing. And by adopting, again, a holistic approach to benefits, such a company like OnPassive clearly demonstrates a commitment to fostering a world that's going to be better for everybody. Now, at OnPassive, that's what we're doing. We're harnessing the power of technology, as you talked about, to create a better world. And it's our heart-led approach that puts people and the planet at the forefront of everything we do. We're committed to conscious business practices that prioritize ethics, inclusivity, and certainly compassion, right? And our cutting-edge solutions leverage the latest advancements of AI and cloud computing and IoT to drive innovation, making a positive impact. And on the other side, the philosophy of human-centered design, heart, and responsibility balance out that AI with heart. So I hope this is helpful. I hope it really opens our eyes to just how good we've got it and how good OnPassive is, where we're going.
Beautiful. And Jeff, what's really amazing about this, when you talk back and forth about the technological part of it and human aspect of it, it seems like they're intertwined. They're inseparable. Like you design this technology based on human being needs, such as CC, language translation, noise cancellation, all of those features that we could use to make it better and more efficient for human lifestyle. And then when you talk about heart, the most obvious part is that the Obless making the of life better, financial stability, and even the conscious capitalization, that all aims towards the heart part of it. And then with responsibility, the legality part of it, the ethical aspect of it, it is just coming together beautiful in OnPassive.
Yeah, that's really true. Putting everything together like what
Hey, Collins.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Can you talk about technologies in general, whether it's blockchain or whether it's quantum computing? I mean, anything that comes to mind as far as technology and how that technology supports our wanting to lift humanity and put heart into what we do.
Yes, Jeffrey, you are really right, because anything they build or everything when it comes to technology is about supporting humans. Because when you look at the days when they used to build computer system or software, they didn't take into consideration what the people need. But they would just build it and then put it to you and say, this is it, take it. And then you start to, oh, can I use this? Oh, no, maybe it's really difficult. Is this not really what I want? But now, the way they are moving, driving technologies now is about human need. What do you want? And that's why they always ask about, they go to the consumers and say, we want to build this, but tell us what you want. So they build it based now on human need, not about what the engineers know. No, that's not how they build it. So they gather information from the user's perspective, and then they can drive that technology, and they know when it comes out, everybody will want it. And that's how they build it, going by blockchain, so they look at the business atmosphere and say, wow, what if we build something that can fly and deliver something within a second? Because we know the problem now is about giving things out fast, and because the world is moving very fast. So now the engineer, they'll sit back and start to brainstorm. Like that, we have the innovation lab to sit and say, how do we make this sector better? Because we know these are their challenges. How do we make this sector better? Because if we come to the energy sector or the health sector or whatever financial service, what are their challenges? How do we take that challenge, bring it into technology, and then give them back and say, this is it. Take it and solve your problem. Exactly what Mr. Ashmufara is doing. He said, I'm not inventing anything new. I'm just looking at the challenges of the consumers and then put the technology before them and said, this is what will solve your problem at a minimum price, affordable price, and then what? Of very high value. All your problem can be solved by OnPassive when it comes to your business. So Mr. Ash is looking at it because he's been there. Jeffrey, he said there are people who have been in this thing. They are looking at it. Oh, this software cannot do this thing because I'm using it, but I cannot move from A to B to C. It can only take me from A to B. But what about C? What about D? And my problem is about getting to G and C. So how do I bring the technology now to do that particular job for me? So they go to work now, started building, putting everything. And it can be blockchain because blockchain will be used more by financial services. So they say, okay, how do we try to decentralize the system to make sure, people can use it? We can, because it's about storage of data, making it more secure, decentralize the database where you can see it. So it's just one-to-one pair. It's something that you don't have middleman looking at the data, changing everything. So once the data is in, only Jeffrey and I, who are doing the transaction, one-to-one transaction, can see it. Jeffrey can see his transaction, I can see mine, but I cannot see Mino. And so all those type of bottlenecks, technology is coming to take that thing, so to make our life more easier. And Mr. Ashbufar is at the forefront of it, building things, making, when they talk about Internet of Things, our daily need, the things that we use every day, how do we put sensors, plug it into the internet so it makes your own life easy? And when you want to do the Internet of Things, you must have cloud computing because it's database. So like we said, everything is just coming together, data center and all of those things, because you can have something, but if it's not connected to network and connected to the access to retrieve data in and out, it means nothing. What does it mean to have a fridge that the fridge cannot even cool to preserve your food? It means nothing. So the fridge must be connected with sensors, where things can happen. And some fridge now, they have internet space where they can even block everything and close everything down. So the hardware or the component or devices now, what is happening now, they are moving it towards the internet space, giving them access with sensors, high detective sensors, and then the internet can capture it because, again, they need data to manage all of those stuff. And where do you get the data? From database. So the database must be sophisticated, massive, and that's where you come with cloud computing. So it is just like, when you think about, like, when Jeffrey brought this topic, it's just massive. It's like you can talk about this, move from here, and then you look and say, wow, this is it. This is so beautiful.
Right. I was listening to part 3 with you, beautiful Collins. And Jeff, you said that AI enables technical systems to perceive the environment they are in, deal with what they are looking at, solve problem, act to achieve a specific goal. AI could be simulation of human intelligence processes by machines. That's the technology part of it. The human part of it is how AI comes to service human, like the cyber protection, cyber security, right? Like anomaly detection as it comes to medical industry or equipment industry, for time saving. Natural language processing is just human totally. So it's all intertwined. Can you add to that, please? Energy efficiency. You're muted.
My apologies. Is there a question in there somewhere? What was the question?
No, I was just saying how beautifully technological part of it is intertwined with the human aspect of it.
Oh, yeah. That's why I was amazed when it was actually listed that these 6 components, right? 3 technologies, advanced technologies, and 3 heart philosophies were actually listed as essential for businesses today, right? I was just like, we've been doing this. Of course, I've been blowing my horn about this for years.
Yeah, Jeffrey said, if you look at the way, because we are living in the computerized age now, we are interacting with machines every day. But sometimes a lot of people don't know that they interact with machines every day. Because even your mobile phone is machine. Just imagine for 1 second if your mobile phone is not with you. It's like the whole world, like the rest of your life has been crumbled. Because the first thing is that, where's my phone? Where's my mobile phone? It's like you just caught up.
It's like, oh, I'm missing something. I don't feel right. Where's my phone?
Where's my phone? Yeah.
Yeah. And then you also mentioned that IoT can monitor the health matrix. And when it comes to AI, it can process the data for early diagnosis, health recommendation, and for remote monitoring of a patient. So it seems like as it moved towards AI, it's even more humanized. It could be used to human service a lot more efficiently. You're
Yeah.
muted.
Yeah. And that's why they build it, like I said, and Jeffrey explained it. They build, when they are building computerized, they are building the computer system, hardware and software, is to aid the human being, because a lot of things we cannot do, not like we cannot do it, but sometimes we get fatigued. It's like Jeffrey talked about the economics, that the way things are moving fast. How do you manage everything? Because the world is just moving really fast. You talk about productivity. You're talking about even food manufacturing company. They say, okay, UK, they want to ship something to Britain and to America. And then they say, all right, they want 20 tons of this, of 100 billion tons of this. Human being cannot do that. You need machine to do all of those things.
Right, right. And then yet to be used at human service.
Yeah.
Like IoT technology, AI plays a crucial role in IoT technology ecosystem by enhancing its capabilities and enabling more intelligent and data-driven applications. So the energy efficiency and giving in a lame terms, giving people more time to enjoy life itself is the human part of it. So it's really all for us to have a better quality of life and improve in every aspect of living. You can add to it, Jeff, if you like. You're muted.
Uh, Absolutely. When we are looking at AI or what it can do with IoT, specifically for our lives, integration is a perfect word. Collins, you talked about it earlier. You were talking about the electric toothbrush. We're talking about refrigerators and stoves and security systems and watering systems. Anything at all that we can link together via an information circuit, i.e. a network, and get consensus so that they can talk to each other and talk to other systems, and then we can control that on other devices. Every bit of it is absolutely integration into our lives. The idea is you take all the AI and the Internet of Things and all of this connectivity, right, this networking globally, work out products. Perfect example. Look at OConnect. We know Mr. Mufara is going to come out with a headset or virtual goggles, something, I'll guarantee you, for augmented reality that's going to further connect us to that and to the world by putting these headphones on, and you're not any longer looking at the computer, but now you've got classes and courses and people all over the world that you're going to interact with virtually. And this is where it's all going. So that when you're out at the movies or you're at the grocery store and say, oh, gee, did I lock the house up? I don't know. You check your phone, or, I used to make fun saying that sooner or later that the phone that we have is going to be the Star Trek tricorder, where you pull it out to measure every frequency that's anywhere around, whether it's your heartbeat or your, see if you're depressed, whatever. You're going to have this device that's connected to everything. Now, I am not an advocate of transhumanism. I don't like the idea of putting chips in our brain or anything like that. I can see on the one side the purposes for it. But this other, I like having my cell phone, and I like having wireless headphones, and I like being able to talk to it and answer the phone and be hands-free, and I love all that other stuff. So integration is absolutely key. Yes.
And you also mentioned as one of the things that AI does in IoT is personalization. person that could analyze human behavior, individual behavior, and like example is emotional chatbot, right?
Yeah.
So that's always links everything also to human.
Well, yeah, with machine learning, you've got the capability for the program to, without human intervention, learn. And so when you're interacting, if you're on the computer and maybe you're in the OES and you've got, or your website or whatever, and you've got your active virtual assistant that has that AI in it, and it is able to learn you, to learn not only your characteristics and your personality. I mean, it will learn you. After a while, it'll be able to read you. It's going to know if you're feeling good or you're feeling bad. If it's going to understand your intentions, even. I mean, this is some crazy stuff. I mean, those machines and the virtual assistants especially will be thinking more and more like humans. And what you mentioned a little bit ago, being able to perceive the environment, perceive who they're talking to, and what the context of the information is or the conversation is through the machine learning, through computer vision, which is a subcategory in AI. So, I mean, it is really just moving, and we're in a place now on passive. We're a little bit of a, we don't have a strong current right now on passive, but it's filling up. And that's how I kind of see it. Is when you first turn on a bathtub of hot water, you get a lot of current in there, and it's filling up, and there's lots of currents. Right now, the bathtub's half full, so it's mostly filling up, and you don't have the current that we have had in the past. But we're in a very, very good place.
Right. When you talk about customization, like I hear that in Dubai Mall, in the display of OnPassive, the robots that are sitting there, if they see a family with children approach, they bring into screens that apply to children and family lifestyle. If there is a guy with a briefcase approach, it changes to more of a business aspect of information. And that is just beautiful too, customization. That is an intelligence that finds the target audience too. This whole discussion, Collins and Jeff, feels like to me you've taken us to a field trip and we're finding jewelries. Like, look what I found. Look what I found. It's just a beautiful journey and finding this jewels, which is aspects of technology that could benefit everybody.
Yeah.
It's like distribution of wealth.
Yeah.
And that is what OnPassive is, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's about simplicity. It's about bringing technology close to those who are in need. So it is really beautiful to see the way things are growing and the way Mr. Ashmufara with the team, they are really taking technology to another level. So great.
I love the fact that you brought decentralization into this, because that has been a theme for me for about 3 years, because the whole world is doing that. And with OnPassive, and I've said this more than once, OnPassive will be decentralizing wealth. And what I mean by that is when the money starts to flow, when the commissions start getting paid, when we have that payment processing system or whatever system, financially speaking, that Mr. Mufara is going to execute for us, when that starts working and members come in and subscriptions go out and commissions are paid, all that money, first it'll be millions, then it'll be billions. Eventually, I believe they'll be funneling trillions of dollars in through OnPassive, and it'll get disseminated. 50% over here for R&D and payroll and keeping the lights on, and 25% over here for all the commissions coming down into the members, another 25% for profit sharing, but what I'm saying is they're going to have trillions of dollars coming in and flowing back through the members of OnPassive. And these members are in every country on the planet. So think of that as a financial net, right? I mean, it's a global net of people now earning probably more money than they've ever had before. People coming into abundance with excess, so that as soon as that happens, we're like, I can share. I can share with my family members. I can share with my neighbor across the street, in my community, in my state, in my country, whatever. I can share more. So it literally becomes a vortex. I mean, the money comes in, it comes back out through us. We're sharing it with the world through all sorts of things, and it comes right back. It's just, life is going to be good.
And you know, that reminds me of Mr. Ash saying that flipping the pyramid upside down, and then in distribution of wealth, meeting both ends and clumping in the middle, just going back and forth like that. So, and that helps with a reduction of crime, like solution to pollution, reduction of mental health because people have means to take care of themselves with medical needs. It just, when you have enough means financially, brings your confidence up, and it just brings it all brings more good out of you than crime. Don't you think so? That's going to be amazing. This was so beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm so privileged. It's like you picking up on a fruitful tree. You picking up. Yeah, there is so much abundance to talk about
Yeah.
in technology as it comes with heart and human, that it may feel scattered, but because there is so much to cover.
Yeah, it's just a lot, because if you look at the way things are moving now, and Mr. Alpha talk about a lot of things, and there are even things that we don't even know. What they are doing behind the scenes, we don't even know. But it's just a lot more. Just the little that we know is so massive, And every time when it comes out and says something, so, oh my God, this is big, this is huge, And you can look at the way they are doing stuff. Like yesterday when we had the Mr. Ashford talk about O Connect when we went live. So the first I asked Maddie, I said, did you notice any downtime? Were you in a meeting at that time before they switch it on to the new O Connect? He said, yeah, did you realize that? I said, I know Mino show was going on at that time. So did you really realize it? No. Mr. Ash said there was zero downtime. Means they didn't switch it off to say, oh, the system is under maintenance now and it'll be back in an hour time. So the downtime means it's just like you are driving a Beetle. All of a sudden you find yourself in a Rolls-Royce car. I said, my God. And Bob put it in a nice way. He said, it's like you're driving, you have a tire puncture, and you the tire change without you even coming out and look at it. You're driving, but they just change the tire immediately. I was like, this is really
Amazing. So, real-time data.
Yeah,
and
real
also,
time, yes.
Another aspect.
Yeah, that's the aspect they talk about: continuous delivery and continuous integration of software, where things can change without you even noticing that you're now in a new platform. You only saw, wow, this is beautiful. What have they done now? But they will just switch you on. They will just take you from where you are and put you somewhere, and you didn't even notice that you are there. You just saw something new pop up.
Amazing. Also, another huge aspect of it, besides cybersecurity, is that there is no selling data. There is no selling data.
Yes.
That on itself is like tying AI with humanity.
Yeah.
Safety and security of children of all ages and adults, and protection of identity.
Yeah, and that's why they're building a data system now so complex. People ask, why is it complex? They make it simple, but the complexity behind the scene is just about giving that maximum security. Because if you look at the way database is structured, it is difficult for you to go and hack a data, because they can put, say, all the first name, put it on this column. They take your date of birth, put it somewhere else. So for you to be able to put everything together, you must be really right up here to bring all those information together, because everything is scattered, but the system can pick it and bring it together.
Wow. This breaks the borders.
Yeah.
We're all one
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Wow. This was fun. Thanks.
Yeah, I really
Thank
love
you,
it. Jeffrey,
everybody.
thank you for this. It was really a good topic, really good topic.
We should do this again. I'm
I'm
just
sure we
lucky
will.
to be interjected in this.
Well,
I'm
now that
enjoying.
I've got some people that are interested in doing stuff, I was like, okay, let's
Yeah,
do it.
let's do it. Yeah, Jeffrey, any topic you want, just call and we do it like this. It's beautiful. You know, I love the
Everybody, I hope you enjoyed this as much as all three of us did. To
yeah.
be continued.